What do, guys? Welcome to the second episode of the Sir Alex Ferguson Challenge on Football Manager 21 with Newcastle United. I hope you guys are all doing well. In the first episode, I went ahead and discussed the challenge, introduced you guys to the team, and also discussed the rules that I'll be following in order to be successful in this challenge. And in this episode, what I'll be doing is I'll be going through all the games that I played off recording, and actually didn't record the games because I was still messing around with the tactics. I was still messing around with the quality of the gameplay. Without wasting much time, let us get right into this video. So, in the last episode, I discussed one rule that I will have to follow, which is to not buy from or sell to rival clubs. And as you guys can see, the 4 rival clubs that we can't sell or buy to are Sunderland, Middlesbrough, Manchester United, and Aston Villa. 2 of those teams are in the Premier League. I believe Sunderland is in League 1 or League 2, and Middlesbrough is in, I believe, the Championship. And so I did some scouting to find some players that were at the end of their contracts for the next Premier League season. And one player that I found was Youssef Bennacer, who is absolutely phenomenal midfielder from Monaco. And the other player that I found at the end of their contract, or basically their contract was expiring in 6 months, was Jorge or George. I don't know how to pronounce that for all my Brazilian people. Please help me out. And so this left back is wonderful. Will fit into the setup of how I wanted to play. Very, very good left back. And I actually couldn't sign any of them right now because. And so there was an embargo placed on the club or the transfers at the club at the moment. So I couldn't sign any of the players who had 6 months left on their contracts until their embargo was lifted. And so moving on into the first game that we played was against Leicester City, where we won 3-0. And I was actually not going to mess with my tactics at all. I was going to keep the same tactics, but you guys will see coming up next that we actually go on a 6-game run without winning any games. So I had to change my tactics. So in the next game, we played Sheffield United, where we drew 1-1. Started off well, St. Maximin getting the goal for us, and then Lise Mousset scoring for them in the 90th minute. And then the next game, we played West Ham, where we lost. Very disappointing loss. Not the greatest game that we played. We had 1 or 2 chances, but nothing too clear cut. And West Ham took the only good chance that they had and put it away, giving them the win. And then in the next game, we actually played Manchester United, who won 2-1. They were very good. I got a lucky goal in the 90th minute, which made the score look better, but Manchester United dominated. And then another result that I was excited about was against Arsenal. We drew against Arsenal, where they actually completely dominated, but our defense held together, and we got the draw. And then the next game that we played was against Aston Villa. Again, another team that dominated us, but we were in the lead for almost the whole entire game until the 87th minute, where McBride scored for Aston Villa. Ryan Fraser got a red card, which was disappointing, and they immediately scored afterwards. Compared to the other results. Moving along to the next game that we played against Everton, and we ended up losing this game 4-2 after taking the lead in the 42nd minute with a Callum Wilson goal. I decided to make some changes in the second half, and it backfired against me. I decided to bring in Matty Longstaff to give us a little bit of cover in the midfield, and he ended up scoring an own goal in the 82nd minute. Before that, Michael Keane scored, and then Dominic Calvert-Lewin ended the game by scoring the fourth goal for Everton. I was disappointed in myself that I made that change so soon. I'd made it in like the 60th minute, which was not the best of decisions from me. We were actually going to win this game. We had the better of chances, but sadly, we ended up losing because of a tactical error that I made. But that's football for you. You make one decision, especially in Football Manager. You make one decision, and it may backfire against you. I made some tweaks to the tactics. I took off the positive mentality and went on a balanced mentality. And then I lowered the aggression down a little bit for the team. And so in the next game against Wolverhampton Wolves, we ended up winning 2-1. Again, dominated this game. Lots of possession. Dwight Gale and Joe Linton came in. This was the Carabao Cup's quarterfinals. So I basically went with a strong team, playing Almiron, playing St. Maximin. And so the next game that we actually played was against Fulham in the Premier League. And so we ended up winning that game 3-0. Didn't make a lot of changes to the tactics, kept it the same. I actually brought on Joe Linton to see how he was doing. Joe Linton, I believe, scored in the previous game against Wolves, so I wanted to give him another chance. St. Maximin actually took over for this game, scoring 2 goals, ended up winning that game. And then we went ahead and played against Burnley. Burnley was slightly ahead of us in the table. Burnley was in 17th position and we were in 18th position. I was hoping that we'd get the win to climb out the table, but we ended up drawing against Burnley. They scored their own goal, and Callum Wilson scored in the second half after Burnley started off the game very well. Next game, we went ahead and played against another London side in Crystal Palace, and we won that 3-1 in the Premier League. Another dominant performance. I wanted us to keep the clean sheet, but in the 90+1 minute, as you can see, St. Mayer goes down, shoots the ball, and Dubravka wasn't able to save it. But overall, this was a very good win. Almiron, St. Maximin, and Matt Ritchie both getting the goals. And so you guys are going to see the highlights of those goals coming up shortly. The first opportunity fell to us in this game with a penalty, which was scored by Matt Ritchie. And then the next opportunity comes with Matt Ritchie again, sliding the ball to St. Maximin, who finishes against the Palace keeper. And then our last opportunity, our last goal, comes with Callum Wilson driving forward and playing the ball to Miguel Almiron, who also finishes his dinner. And then this is what I was talking about, where Dubravka should have done a better job of saving this shot because it was straight at him. Saves it right into the net, and the clean sheet is gone. Overall, I was pleased with this result. Now we had won 3 games and drawn 1 game. And then moving on into the Carabao Cup semifinal against Liverpool. I thought we were going to lose this game, to be honest, because Liverpool played their strongest lineup, and I went with a weaker lineup. Basically, everyone who wouldn't start apart from Dubravka. And you guys can see I considered a lot of yellow cards. But we did better than Liverpool in terms of the XG. And then we took the one clear-cut chance that we had through Joe Linton scoring in the 21st minute. Liverpool did have their chances. It's just that they didn't take their chances. Oxlade-Chamberlain and Diogo Jota had some pretty good chances to finish and to give Liverpool the lead, or to go level, but they didn't end up taking their chances, and so we narrowly escaped. As you can see, Vialka steals the ball, plays it to Fraser, and Fraser plays it to Joe Linton, who slots it past Allison. So overall, you guys can see that we turned our form around after going 6 games without winning a game. We went 5 games without losing a game. Moving forward, I'm going to keep the tactics the same as it is because I really like the tactic I was using. I'll still make slight adjustments depending on who we're playing. And then after the Carabao Cup semifinal, we can see in the final we play against Burnley or Leicester City. We already beat Leicester City early in the season, and then we tied Burnley. So I'm hoping that one of those teams, with one of those teams, we have a good chance of winning. And then as you guys can see in the table, we moved up to 15th after our good run of form in the Premier League. And so I hope we finish mid-table. That's the aim. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment if you guys want to see more. Thank you guys for watching and hope you guys have a wonderful day.